So the spiritual life is a life of knowledge. It is to say, the prophet spoke with evidence. In the scriptures, he said, I desire knowledge of God and not sacrifice. That prophecy had been spoken of. So therefore, I need you be here because you love the truth. You don't have to be here for any other reason, only because you love the truth and you're convinced of it, because if it isn't for that, anything will move you. So now it says here in verse 23, these things indeed have appearance of wisdom in self-imposed religion, false humility. Oh, how humble, right? And neglect of the body. But look at the problem, but are of no value against the indulgence of the flesh. In other words, when the flesh opposes, it doesn't respect that you fast 14 days. When the flesh opposes, it does not respect anything you've done. You know what it is. It only respects what you know. Knowledge, there it cannot come against you, because the flesh has its own voice, the carnal mind, but you with the spiritual mind, you tell it, shut up, I'm doing okay. I am doing okay. I'm complete. I'm perfect. With one offering, he's made me perfect. So I don't need your suggestions. I want God's suggestions, the ones that are written. So therefore, maturity is not emotion. It isn't to freeze your body with sacrifices. Because in this covenant, sacrifices do not produce what you expect from them. Now, I'm going to invite you to mature, but the problem is the easy things people don't believe. What is easy, they don't believe. To hear and to learn, but they don't. That Jesus, he said it. My yoke is easy and my burden is light. And that is a form to mature. Verse 11, the first thing it asks of you is, let us then make every effort to enter that rest, so that no one will fall into the same pattern of disobedience. I was in disobedience, fasting 14 days. I was out of God's rest. The churches are in disobedience. The pastors, I accuse them. The word accuse is strong, but I unveil them from here to all the nations. They take the sheep out of rest. When they take the sheep out of rest, they don't mature. I don't know if you've heard programs where they're screaming consistently and screaming. That immaturity. Maturity comes when the gospel is explained. Those poor, unhappy people, they stay there hearing somebody screaming and screaming and speaking vain words, and they never grow. 15, 20 years, and they think that they're strong. When a storm comes, they're washed away as if nothing has happened in 20 years, because they've never matured. So verse 11 says, let us then make every effort to enter God's rest, so that no one falls into a similar way of disobedience. Because the word of God is living and effective and sharper than any two-edged sword, penetrating even to the dividing the soul and the spirit, the joints and marrows, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intent of the heart. If you leave the word do its thing and you come here and hear it, it enters. She enters your mind and begins to take out the intentions, and you're going to discover enormous things about your life.